All right, Ash, we're here to talk about Seth Rollins, your world heavyweight champion, versus LA Knight, Jey Uso, and CM Punk. CM Punk's my favorite. Seth Rollins is your favorite. The floor is yours. Why do you love Seth Rollins? Why do you disdain CM Punk?
Um, I love Seth Rollins. There's so many. Let me count the ways. So when I got back into wrestling, and I started watching on a consistent basis, the first show that I watched was Raw, and I don't know what it was. He came out. He made me laugh. He was good in the ring. He was entertaining to watch. And I was kind of going through it when I got back into wrestling, and he made me smile when I was very sad. So I just appreciate what he does for that reason. And I think he's a good wrestler. He's a good worker. He can put on matches with anybody. And I think that's wonderful. I don't know. I really like him.
On to him. There's something about this. The it factor talks to you, because I think all these guys have a unique it factor.
Oh, for sure.
I'm not really very interested in this match because it's like his first one and he's been champion for a month. But I'd rather see Jey versus Seth in a really good match. Or I'd rather see LA Knight, someone fresh to the main event scene, versus Seth in a very good match. I would think that the next CM Punk versus Seth Rollins match is going to be like quote unquote blow off. So I think it's cute that CM Punk is in this match to get us there inevitably. If it's at Survivor Series, if it's at Crown Jewel, if it's at Rumble, even WrestleMania, I feel that it's kind of on paper to have that blow off match. And I would trust both these guys to go out there and deliver a blow off match like to the bar set high with Punk and Drew last year. These guys would go out and deserve that. These guys are professionals. Their history is deep, and this is kind of like the last bump on that road, but I don't know when that blow off would be. So it's like all those things being said, I'm not really interested or excited for this match, but I think that it will be chaotic and good enough to kind of let you dispel your disbelief of Seth retaining and maybe have hope spots for LA, or oh my god, is it really going to be Punk stealing it back, or and it's not going to be Jey, let's be real. So unfortunately for Jey,
I don't know. I said that about the Rumble.
True.
And they had Roman come out and be like, Jey earned it, and da-da-da-da. It's like, okay, cool. Like, I mean, it's a PLE and they're wanting people to watch. It's Labor Day weekend, so you've really got to try to get people invested. So you throw all these big names. Yeah, so you throw all these big names on the card. And also they're in a place they don't go to very often, so you want the crowd to be able to see, like, the big names. So it makes sense to do this, and the way that the vision has kind of been riling everybody up, it's like it was going to come to a head here. It pays off the fact that, like, Seth and LA Knight's match at Saturday night's main event didn't finish appropriately. It makes sense because he's been giving Jey a lot of crap, and then obviously just him and Punk don't like each other. So it's like, I think part of it is to get some things out of the way. My guess would probably be like Jey and LA Knight, like get that out of the way for Seth. I mean, I don't think we're done with the CM Punk stuff. I want to be done with the CM Punk stuff, and it's not because of how I feel about CM Punk. It's just we've been doing this for a long time now.
Yeah, Survivor Series, 2 years almost. Survivor Series 2023.
Right, like the Raw after Survivor Series. So it's like 2023, yeah. So it's like I want them both to do other things. I get it. They don't like each other. We know, good. And I know they're going to put on a good match because they've already done it. They did it at the beginning of the year. The triple threat at Mania was good. It's going to be a good match. I know it's going to be fun. Maybe they'll do like a no holds bar, just a one-on-one, like squash it from there, because I've seen a few people like predicting that like Punk's going to be the one to take the belt off Seth. I don't necessarily think that. I think Punk takes the belt off Cody.
I wouldn't mind seeing that. I think in the next 6 to 9 months, CM Punk will be a world champion again. WWE or world heavyweight for sure.
I think it'll be WWE because that's the one he left with.
Yeah. It's like, all right, I touched the lineage of the world heavyweight, and I'm really here for the big gold. Well, that is the big gold, but like the bigger one, the WWE one.
Yeah, so. I think they squash this with Rollins probably by the end of the year. Like, regardless of what happens, I think we'll probably see it. I think we'd probably see them do their last one-on-one match at Crown Jewel, because I think we're slowly setting up like the babyface and the heel teams for War Games.
Yeah.
Do
you think that they do Cody versus Seth at Crown Jewel? I think we talked because they have a champ.
I didn't think about that.
Bullshit. But that could have just been a one-time thing, but I assume it's not. I assume that they do that again. And honestly, I like that for Seth, because that's great timing for Seth to get a win back on Cody, which he
deserves 2 more after that too, but that's a conversation for another day.
Is Cody on the Punk side for you? The hate?
No, I'm saying it just his wins back on Cody.
What about Jey Uso here, right? What I do like about Jey Uso, even though I kind of shit on him earlier, just because he's the least likeliest to win. I think you perhaps would agree with that. What I do like is I like that they used Braun Breaker as a proxy, right? Last week versus Jey, this week versus LA Knight. And it was an Extreme Rules, so it was kind of like an out for a Breaker. And it was to kind of show Jey still had it in a way. And I like that for Jey, because I do like Jey. But I like for Jey in this road to the Clash in Paris that he gained a big win in Philly on Monday Night Raw in a big stipulation match against an up-and-coming guy, Braun Breaker. So I do like that. Do you like how they use Braun Breaker? And what did you think of the LA Knight match?
I think the best thing they can do right now, because of the role that they've put Breaker in, is to just continue to show how good he is on TV, because he's over with the fan base because of what he's able to do. So they're going to want to continuously see that. And we're going to, and they kind of started tuning into it last week with the promo between the two. And like Seth was like gaslighting Braun into being like, see, he says that he's better than you. He says you're like, he's talking bad about your family. And it's like, we're going to eventually see the crack in all of this, because they've slowly started to do more backstage segments again with this Vision group. So we're kind of starting to see the dynamics and things like that. Like, Braun isn't much of a talker. Like, even when he's done promos, I won't say he's like the best promo in the world. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I don't think you have to be a great, but he's getting reactions.
I think he could develop into one, but it's very baseline and generic. Let's just say generic is the best way.
But I mean, with that class of NXT, when they were doing like the NIL stuff, it's like they were all not wrestlers, and then they were brought in.
He has the pedigree, though. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's got the pedigree, but like he's also really young. Like, that can develop pretty well. Like, Roman Reigns wasn't a good promo at one point either. So it's like
his Uncle Scott in WWF has a Steiner brother, and the WCW is a Steiner brother.
Yeah,
he couldn't cut a promo for the life of him. It was Rick Steiner that would cut the promo.
Yeah, so it's
the big bad booty daddy charisma. Yes,
I'm not knocking it at all. It can develop for sure. So for the time being, I think what they're doing with him makes sense, because you got him under this leadership, and you always see Seth like talking to him, like even at the end of the episode today, where he's like Braun was going to go back in the ring and like try to take them all out, and Seth was like, no, like he grabbed him. So like he's getting that one-on-one interaction with Seth, because like now Bronson's kind of got his own thing. He's got his own shtick. They even made a t-shirt, the Tribal Thief t-shirt, and
it's adorable.
I love it. I love that became a thing. I love that for him. So it's like, this is kind of like Braun is the protege, and he's learning, and eventually he's going to whop Seth in the head.
It's going to break initially. Hey, perhaps he could be the one to take it off Seth down the line. If he won like a Rumble.
I don't see that. I wouldn't be surprised if this situation with Seth is a longer title reign. Just because I think, well, not even that. I would say the thing is like the whole thing is that like Seth is turning into the thing that made him mad in the first place. He's like calling himself the king, and he's the leader of Monday Night Raw, and this, that, and the other. Like he's
just selfish because it wasn't him, so he used it as an excuse to get mad at others.
But he doesn't see it that way.
No, I know.
He sees it as, I'm doing what's best for the industry. Kind of like what Roman was doing, but he doesn't see that. So that, like, I think that's the whole point, is that like he's turning, it's either you die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And that's what's happening. And the only one that's going to knock it out of him is Roman. So I think this is, and again, I'm not a booker. everybody out there, this is just where my brain's at, because it all leads back to Roman. I think WrestleMania 42, as long as everybody stays healthy, we get Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship. Because another thing about all of this is that Roman has never actually beaten Seth when it counts the most. That's the whole thing too with them. So it's like you could do that, and you could finally have Roman overcome Seth and become the World Heavyweight Champion. And in that, all of that, you could also have Braun and Bronson, and even Paul maybe, turn on Seth in the middle of the match. Like, because he's going to be expecting his backup, and it ain't going to happen. Very similar to kind of like what Finn did to Damian last year at SummerSlam. I think everybody, like, I've seen several people be like, Punk's going to be the one to take the belt off Seth. And they might do a little back and forth here into the fall leading up to Survivor Series. That could also easily happen. I don't have a problem with that. But I just feel like the way they're setting everything up, I wouldn't expect Seth to lose the title anytime soon. But if he does, I'm not going to be mad about it. Like, it is what it is. But I foresee him being a champion walking into Mania 42.
Yeah, I can see that too. At least Royal Rumble, right? Unless if they want to get like cute heading into Mania. But I can see him for the calendar year kind of doing it. And perhaps these guys here are his 3 opponents in the fall. And that's maybe why they presented them in a 4-way here. Like, you can get Uso on that feels like a Monday Night Raw match. LA Knight could be WrestlePalooza. CM Punk could be Survivor Series if they're not in the War Games, because who knows what they do with the War Games, right? Because that is a stadium show in San Diego. They would want to have a big like co-headlining title match too to fill that out. It's not at like Indianapolis, right? So
I wouldn't be surprised if
they wanted to go nuts. They could blow it off at They want to go nuts and blow AEW out of the water. They can do Drew and Cody. They can do Brock and Cena, and then they can blow off Punk and Rollins.
I think that's what they're going to do.
That would be insane.
I think that's what they're going to do. I think the plan is to stack that card as much as they possibly can, and that would be the obvious choice. And then we can move on, at least from like the one-on-one. If you want to finally blow it off and then give the baby faces a win at like Survivor Series or something, go for it. I don't care.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I think that's where we're probably going to see the end of this. And I'm fine with that. Like, it's good. It's all good. Let Seth go do something else. Let Punk go do something else. They both need to do something else.
I'm with you there. And I've enjoyed the feud, and I really like Punk. He's brought the best out in Rollins. Rollins brought the best out in Punk, but it's long in the tooth. And I was there at SummerSlam with the cash-in, and I was like, this is an all-time moment. And we saw the great Gunther match with Punk. I was like, he won. I was there. And then the angle with Seth, and I was like, fuck it. I'm a Punk guy, but I don't care. This is awesome. I'm going to enjoy the moment.
It was great cash-in. I was just happy that he wasn't hurt.
Yeah. No. All right, calm down. All right, I got 2 questions. Oh, I thought you were talking about Punk. See, I was being defensive unjustly.
I was just glad Seth was not severely injured, because I was really worried.
Yeah, it was cute. I got 2 questions for you. The first being, if you could buy stock right now for the rest of the year heading into WrestleMania season, and the stock is equal, are you buying Jey Uso or LA Knight stock heading into WrestleMania season?
Oh, God. I don't know.
That's a good question, though, huh?
That's a really good question, because I wouldn't be surprised if that's the feud going into Mania.
Them too?
Yeah, maybe. For like either like IC or US Championship.
Okay.
Because I wouldn't be surprised. Like, they're just moving stuff around now. Because like,
they're kind of the same guy. Jay just got the push, right?
Yeah. Versus Yeet.
Oh, I'd even consider that. All right.
The merch, the sales.
I feel like they would go. I feel like LA is going to be a little higher, but I think that Jay has way more equity and is like bulletproof.
Yeah, but the thing is, the one thing I will really give LA Knight is that he has been able to maintain this momentum without getting a big prize. Like, I mean, Jay did very well, and he's continued to maintain himself as like being over with the fans at shows and stuff. But like, LA Knight got the US Championship, cool. he lost it and then got it back. Cool. And then he lost it again. And now he's just kind of been floating around. And it's like, and then they moved into Raw, which was the correct decision. I've been waiting for that for like almost 3 years now.
It was a good trade for Sammy. If they want to call it a trade or not, it was perfect.
Yeah, it was great. So I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing like mid-card titles flip brands, which I wouldn't be mad at. So I think you could do like a U.S. championship between the two, or you could do the IC title between the two, like whatever. I don't really care. Or you could just have like a grudge match because clearly they're not getting along right now. We're planting the seeds for that.
It's cute because it's like you have that spot I want from LA Knight's perspective, and then Jey Uso's perspective. All right, you're on the rise. You need to calm down, big guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that works. All right. And my second question is, I think we both agree that Seth Rollins is most likely going to win this match. But out of the other three, if you had to pick a winner most likely to win and shock the world, who would it be?
I mean, probably the obvious answer.
Pepsi
That
Phil?
would be, yeah.
All right, cool.
But
best,
I don't.
You mean the best in the world? I want to hear you say the best in the world, CM Punk.
No.
Okay, I'm not going to force you.
Sorry.
I thought I was just trying to trick you, but it's all good.
Yeah, the best in the world, Io Sky. Yeah.
I didn't know I did it right.
It was good. It was fine. But yeah, I won't say that. But yeah, I think Seth probably retains here, especially because it's a fatal four-way. So fatal four-way, there's no rules, so there's going to be shenanigans.
I think it'll be chaotic fun, to be frank.
It will. Like, I think Bronson and Roman will probably open the show, would be my guess. And even with that, I would foresee probably both of them getting involved if there's shenanigans.
This probably will close, but I could see a lane where Cena and Logan closes if like Brock's going to show up, right?
Yeah. Oh, I forgot Cena's on the card.
I don't think anyone's going to really kind of win besides Seth Rollins. I think that's a safe thing to say.
Yeah, I would say Seth probably retains here, especially with it being the first title defense of this reign, right? No.
Yeah, it is.
Didn't he have a match on Raw?
Oh, LA Knight disqualification.
Yeah. So technically second title defense. Not technically, it is. It's the second title defense of this current reign, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be chaotic. There's going to be all kinds of spots and yeeting and yelling and singing and the CM Punk chants, and it'll be a good, especially in France because they're loud. That's a fun crowd, as we learned. But yeah, I think Seth retains. I think I think there's a chance the way LA Knight's been acting. There's a chance that he could turn.
Maybe.
Or we swerve it and have Jey Uso. No, they wouldn't turn Jey Uso. He's too much of a money. He's too much of a money racket right now. He did kick Punk in the head though at the end of Raw.
He did.
But it's every man for himself in a fatal four-way. Just got to remember that.
No doubt. All right, Ash likes wrestling. Did I say it right?
That's my Instagram handle. Yes.
All right. So I'll put your Twitter in there, or not your Twitter.
I don't have a Twitter.
I'll put your TikTok in there after. All right.
All right. Sounds good.